Welcome back to the newly branded Well to the Core podcast. I am so excited to be back on the microphone and in your earbuds and bringing you new episodes. This was originally called the Balanced Life Podcast, as you know. But as we have evolved over the years, as I have evolved, and I recently released my first book titled Well to the Core, it just felt right to give the podcast a little refresh as well. So don't worry, you will still find the same great content here, real conversations about what it means to live a life that is truly well to the core. So everything from exercise to nutrition to mindset to relationships to aging and how we do that well. You'll find all of that here on the podcast. And I am so excited to be back. You may also notice, if you happen to be watching this on YouTube, that we are also recording our podcasts on video now as well. So, whether you like to just listen on audio, pop in your earbuds, you can continue to do that. But if you like to watch video and you like to see guests on camera and see that interaction, head over to YouTube, search Lindywell, and subscribe to our channel over there. And you can catch all the episodes on video as well, which means I also kind of have to get dressed and be a little camera ready here and there. So I just noticed today, I was like, I should probably get out of my sweats for this, but you'll probably see me in my sweatpants quite a bit as we go through this season because, hey, I like to be comfortable. But thank you again for your patience over the last few months as we took a break from recording episodes. I decided to take a little bit of a break when I launched my book because, as you know, I am a mom of four. I have a full-time job running Lindywell. I am the CEO and founder. That takes up a lot of my time and all of my days. And when I add something new, sometimes I can forget to take something off my plate. Do you ever relate to that? I realized this time that by going through a book launch and all that was necessary there, hosting a live book club and all of the fun stuff we did, I needed to create more room in my schedule so that I wouldn't burn out. So the podcast took a break. Well, I thought it would just be a break for a few weeks or maybe a few months, but it ended up being 6 months. But we are back, and I am so excited to share the episodes that we have lined up for you this season. They're so good. We looked at all of your favorite episodes from the past. We sent out surveys to you, our community, to find out what do you want to learn more about? Who do you want to learn from? How can we best support you here? And so I just cannot wait to share the amazing lineup with you. I also just want to give a little recap of what I have been up to the last 6 months. So I think the last episode published was in July. So that was right when I was in the season of the pre-launch phase for my first book. So if you're not familiar, I wrote a book called Well to the Core. It's in the background of me if you're watching the video. And this book was ultimately a 2.5 to 3 year project. I knew books took a long time, but I did not know how long it was going to take. And it was such a fulfilling and rewarding project. I'm so glad that the book is now out into the world and that so many of you have had the opportunity to read it and hopefully learn from it and be encouraged on your wellness journey. But it was also a lot of work going through that book launch. It was a lot of fun, but that was when I paused the podcast. So I officially launched Well to the Core into the world in October, and it immediately became a bestseller on Amazon in multiple categories in Pilates, women's health, fitness and exercise. And it was so much fun. So, first of all, I just want to say thank you because many of you listening to this episode were right there, pre ordering your copy, being a part of our virtual book club, and being a part of my launch team and my core team, which was that it really meant so much to me. So, thank you to all of you who were a part of that. It was a really fun experience. And now I just love that you are gifting the book to your friends and still reading it and coming back to it. It's really meant to be a book that you don't just read once, but you come back to again and again when you need encouragement or some next steps on your health and wellness journey because we know seasons change. So I spent basically from June through October focusing on the book launch. Podcast interviews, media tours, all kinds of things to help promote the book and get it out into the world. And as a result, that's why I took a break from my own podcast. Another thing I spent a lot of my time on in the last year was getting certified as a nutrition therapy practitioner. So I basically spent the entire year last year, in addition to work and launching a book. Sometimes I wonder what I'm doing, why I say yes to all of this stuff, but something I always wanted to do. And I loved it. I learned so much. I have been self-taught and self-trained in nutrition for years. It's something I've always been passionate about. And as many of you know, I have partnered and collaborated with nutritionists and registered dietitians over the years. I've spent, you know, so much of my own time, resources, and energy researching nutrition and best practices. But I felt like it was time for me to get my own credential. And so I chose to go through the Nutrition Therapy Association because there is so much alignment in how they approach food and how I approach food. And the values are just super aligned, which is really important because you all know that I have a very I think, unique view of food and nutrition and wanting to keep that relationship extremely healthy and not falling into the dieting trap or the good and bad food trap or the trending um, topics on nutrition, but truly digging into the research. An approach that recognizes that we are all bio individual, that we are all unique, that there's no one size fits all, and that food is also a part of culture, a part of relationships, and yet there's also a lot of food science. That the truth is, whether we like it or not, the food that we put into our body has a chemical and hormonal reaction in our body. And as a result, we're going to feel differently and our body's going to operate differently. So, my desire is to bring together all of that. How can we learn about food and be empowered and educated about nutrition, but also maintain that healthy relationship with food? So, I basically spent the last year doing that. It was coursework every single week, homework every single week, multiple exams, practice clients, um, capstone projects. It was so much work, but I'm very proud to have completed it in the last year. And I am now a nutrition therapy practitioner. So I'm really excited to be able to just bring that into my work at Lindywell to support all of you further as it relates to food and nutrition, and to do so in a way that is aligned with the Lindywell approach. So that grace over guilt approach, no guilt here, no shame, just truly pursuing education so we can be empowered in our choices and help us feel our best. So that's one of the things I've been up to over the course of this little podcast break. I also turned 40. I had a big birthday in September, right before the book launch. And that just felt like a milestone. Not necessarily a bad milestone or a good milestone, just a milestone. It was like, wow, I remember when my parents turned 40. I felt like they were so old and I still feel so young. But it was a monumental year, a very busy year. So it was kind of cool to be launching my book, getting this new certification, and having that happen around the age of 40. So with that, I just want to encourage you, like, there's never an end, right? We can continue to develop ourselves and invest in ourselves and do new things each year, and each season looks different. So I will say that taking all of that on in the same year has led me to say, okay, this year, 2024, I'm not doing anything extra. No, no, I'm not writing a book. I'm not going to get another certification. I am just going to try to stay, you know, a little bit more focused with my schedule. I took on a lot in the last few years. I'm so grateful for it. I'm proud of it. But this year, I'm looking forward to not taking on any other big, massive projects. So hold me accountable. I'm not very good at that. I love to do new things and try new things, but that's my goal for the year. And again, I am just so excited to be back on the podcast with you. And stay tuned. New episodes are coming. The interviews are power packed with some of the top experts who are going to bring you tips about nutrition, about aging, hormones. We're going to talk about menopause. We're going to talk about stress and how to effectively reduce that stress in our lives. We're going to talk about how to build more strength and muscle tone, take care of our bones, all of these things that are so important to us as women. So stay tuned for some really great episodes coming your way soon. And as a reminder, our mission here at Lindywell is really to equip women, so to equip you to live resilient, vibrant, and strong lives. So that's what you'll find here on the newly branded Well to the Core podcast. And I'll see you back here very soon. Also, if you're not a member of Lindywell yet, you're going to want to join us. You can go to lindywell.com to start your free trial. And when you do, you're going to get free access to our app. And in our app, we have everything you need to really strengthen this mind body connection, like we talked about in today's episode. More than 350 Pilates workouts that you can do from home, breathwork videos designed to help you calm your mind, calm your nervous system, and even get into some of these patterns and redirection habits that we talked about today. So just check the link in the show notes or head to lindywell.com, and hopefully I'll see you on your mat soon. And I'll see you back here for another episode very soon.